Welcome everybody to today's Echo Voices session, March 5th, 2025. We have Joni Nygard and John Karbo from Attainment Company with Create, Connect, and Communicate. I am not going to talk anymore. I'm just going to give it right to them because you guys are here to see them. So I will stop sharing. Joni and John, take it away.
Thank you, Chandra. We are really excited to be here today. What a wonderful group of folks that are focused on AAC and AT. And we will hopefully share some ideas to create, connect, and communicate throughout the session. As John mentioned, feel free to ask questions as we go, or even unmute, and you can certainly interrupt us. We're relatively flexible as we go through this, and we want to share as much information as we possibly can.
Oh, Joni, your mic just turned off.
Perfect. Thank you. The
No
dreaded
problem.
words, mute and unmute. Thank you. My name is Joni Nygard, and I am an AAC specialist. I am a speech and language therapist throughout my career, and I have always focused on AAC. So I'm excited to be here. Currently, Vice President in AAC Resources and Services at Attainment Company. So I really have been doing this for a while, and working to create new products and bring new things to the marketplace that fill niches that we all know exist in our current environments. And my partner today is John Karbo, our Director of Communications, Software Communications, and he is been partnered with me for several years now as we've gone through the AAC world and assistive technology. So we are looking forward to sharing this knowledge. So I'm going to share my screen now and start out. I hope that's the plan. Here we go. So create, connect, and communicate. I do want to share that we are both employees at Attainment Company, so we do receive a salary. Our non-financial relationships really are minimal in the sense that they are related strictly to professional development and organizations that you hopefully are all members of as well. In May of 2024, I had the wonderful opportunity to go to the RERC's AAC Symposium in Washington, D.C., where the agenda there was filled with individuals who had complex communication needs. And I wanted to just start so we kind of get in a framework of thinking about communication. As we look at this Google image, there isn't much representation for individuals with complex communication needs, or even individuals with various disabilities. So one of the takeaways and the messages that came across very strongly through the individuals who spoke, whom, by the way, many were consumers of AAC technologies, a variety of devices and tools, because as each of you know, it's not just one device or one tool that works for individual people. But I went with one of our programmers, Barrett Jacobson, who's in charge of research and special projects. And he hasn't, as he sat in that audience and listened as well, one of his main takeaways is that, wow, Joni, you're right. I mean, we have to be creative to communicate. And he said, the message came through so strongly that these individuals didn't have like representations in their lives. So when he went back to the office, he immediately started creating. And I'm just going to share this quick little video clip so you can see our 3D printer in action, following his inspiration from the conference speakers. And it doesn't have sound. And so as you can see, we're making a mini Lego fig. And it's a little head to go on a mini figure that's put out by the Lego company. Yet he took very seriously, as did we all, the idea that our consumers have to be able to see themselves represented in the world. This is an example of one of the GoTalk products that has been created in a 3D model for Barbies for American Girl dolls, as well as Legos and other small figurines. This is an example of the new GoTalk Connect. Naturally, this is also an example of the GoTalk Connect. One large button. Wonder what that means. Ooh, we might have some exciting news ahead. And so he went to work and started creating so that we had like representations to be able to send out. When we ship out a GoTalk, you purchase a GoTalk, you'll get a little GoTalk minifig or the possibility of receiving one of these along with it. Did you see how fast that went? They're so fast. I'm sure many of you are already starting to make these kinds of tools. But again, remember, we must be creative. Toys like that little minifigure, in fact, with its GoTalk Connect. Did you all see that it had a Connect? Look at that. Carries its own AAC device. Toys like that reflect real life tools and help children to see themselves in the representing and fostering acceptance and understanding. So as we think about moving forward, we want to be creative. I too have a little minifig that I created that I'll show you when I stop sharing my screen. But I want to talk about GoTalk Connect. GoTalk Connect is our new device coming out in 2025. So you're hearing it first here. This is a new mid-tech technology that has the ability to do so much more than our typical GoTalks. And in case you're wondering, well, is it just like a GoTalk? What do you mean, GoTalk Connect? Is it durable? Well, let's see.
And like all attainment products, it's designed for durability.
Truly, it's going to be a very durable device. We're excited about that because we weren't sure as we added so many new features. As you can see here, the GoTalk Connect has a built-in stand. It has built-in overlay drawer for storage and interchangeable grids. What? Interchangeable grids? Oh, that's so exciting. You can suddenly have a 25 message, a 9 message, or what's really brand new is that one big message is a large visual scene. So that is pretty cool. So you can do a variety of messages. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. As you see, that's individual single grid scene display. Many of you may be familiar with some of the research related to video visual scenes that has come out through Penn State University. They have really been a leader through the RERC and their research related to video visual scenes and visual scene displays. Many of you may be familiar with products like GoTalk Now that allows you to do a visual scene display. Well, for the first time ever on hardware, you can create a visual scene, not video, but a visual scene. Put in any photograph of your team, photograph of the playground, photograph of a classroom, of their home, of their dog playing with their cat, whatever that might be. And you can draw circles or, basically draw hot spots and create communication. So I'm just going to demo this. Hopefully you can see a bit. It's a little hard to show, but you can see the new tool. And Autumn is our president and CEO of Attainment Company. One message, one hotspot. Or for those of you in the Northwest, you can see I've created a hotspot here. Stephanie is one of our account managers in the Northwest. And if I do it again, I think it's going to have an audio cue. Well, John's going to be able to show you those audio cues, but ultimately, I do have the ability to program an audio cue followed by a single message. So if I need audio cues for the hotspots in particular, that's a really nice feature. Or for anybody who might be using it as a vocabulary building tool, you might be able to say the word, like have different words depicted, and you could say the word, and then you could have a definition of the word underneath the auditory cue. So again, a single word like autumn, and then
Autumn is our president and CEO of Attainment Company.
then the message. So that's pretty exciting as you think about being able to do in the moment hotspots on a visual scene. So we're very excited about that. I'm going to let John take it away, because how do you do that? What other cool things are there in GoTalk Connect? Well, I know for one, we need GoTalk Design and Connect to make things happen. And John's going to share with you how our software works to connect to it. The other cool thing as a speech therapist, how many times did I have a student who programmed a GoTalk or a low-tech device, and the next, and I wanted to save their voice because I had a peer do it or I had somebody do it. I can now upload and save anything I program into the GoTalk. So that's pretty cool. I wanted that so many times in the clinical program. So John, take it away. Oh, wait, I got to show you my minifig. There's mini Joni with her GoTalk design. So just so you know, there are lots of ways you can represent students in various ways. So be creative. Don't ever let that stop you from communicating. John?
All right, thank you, Joni. Let's see, before we jump into the software, I just want to show a couple more items. I've got my handy dandy GoTalk Connect here as well. So as Joni was kind of showing in that kind of introduction, is that it does have interchangeable grids. So she was showing the scene page grid, which is just one big frame that kind of snaps into place. Right now, I have a 9 grid in here.
Evolution. Adapt.
So this has vocabulary that's programmed from one of Attainment's curricula. This is from Explore Life Science. And so just like the traditional GoTalks, this has a number of different levels. Right now I'm on the pink level. You can change the level with the level button up here, and the light will change color to indicate which level I'm on. There is a button on the back of the device that I hit that makes the grid come loose. So this piece just pops off. I can change the overlay underneath. These are just these like printed out sheets of paper, which I will demonstrate how these are created in just a little bit here. And if I grab a different overlay, so this one is set to a grid of 20. I'm just going to put this piece of paper in there. I have my plastic grid that has 20 cells and then 4 core vocabulary at the top. I'll just snap that into place. And as soon as I do that, the device knows that I have changed the grid layout and it will automatically switch over to playing those messages. I just need to make sure I'm on my green level here.
Burger.
So this just has a number of food options.
Chicken nuggets.
And those 9 messages that I was playing before, like from my life science overlay, those are still saved in the device. So all of the different grids, the recordings are stored in there, but the device will only play what grid is actually snapped into place. So very cool, very customizable. As they were saying in the chat, the device can grow along with you. Joni?
There's a question about, can you show us the button, that the back release, and does it have a lock? And the answer is yes, it has a lock.
Yes, it does. So let's get nice and close. There's a button right here by my finger that when you push into that, it pops the grid loose. And if you look closely, there is a little kind of circle with a notch in it that you can turn, like you can use a fingernail or a coin, something, and that will lock that into place. Just like the traditional GoTalks, the instructions are all here on the back. This is a very capable device, so there's a little bit more on here than the traditional GoTalks. And then also on the back here is a record button. So in addition to having different, grid layouts with the GoTalk Connect, you can record your voice, just like the classic GoTalks, or using the app that we'll be looking at shortly. I can also use text to speech that I can create on the computer and then connect that to the device either by Bluetooth or by USB. So we are calling this our mid-tech device. It kind of sits in between the traditional GoTalks, and the other end of the spectrum would be like our GoTalk Now app, which uses an iPad and all of the dynamic features that that device has to offer. And this kind of hangs out in the middle in that it does more than a GoTalk. There are digital components, but it isn't an iPad. And as we know, iPads are not, while they can do a lot, they can be cost prohibitive, and they just might not be the best fit for everyone. So that this is another option that people would have. And as Joni was also, I think I saw a comment, there is a stand that is built right into the device, which is very sturdy. So that's just really handy as well. It's got a comfort grip handle. There's rubber along the sides here. Yeah, just a really very impressive device that we've been working hard on it for quite a while now, and we're getting very close to having this ready for release. These are still prototypes that we're working with, but we are nearly there, which is very exciting. Before I switch over to the software, were there any questions? I'm just kind of scanning the chat.
Yeah, thank you for the comment on that. Some of the buttons are fairly flush. Thanks for thinking that's a good idea. Maybe they won't be compelled to stick their fingers in them. I think that we've tried some new technologies within this device. Not only does it have an extremely touch-sensitive board, but it also has a different type of button so that it is through the label that you're going to be able to feel a little bit of embossment to be able to activate that particular button. So I do think that will be a new way for some of us to get used to activate buttons, but I agree, Karen. I think it's a good idea. So we'll see how that works for folks. It also will have this, the same features as GoTalks in the sense that it's able to have a record lock and a level lock and really easy to use. The sound quality, though, which I know doesn't come across in a Zoom call quite like it does in person. We are just so excited about that sound quality. It is amazing. I think you'll see a little bit more about the potential for that as we go through GoTalk DESIGN CONNECT software. When you learn about how you can put text-to-speech voices into this GoTalk. So now that 25 levels of a 20 isn't so daunting to record because you'll be able to use various voices to do so. So I didn't see any other questions that just popped out. We do have some account managers on the West Coast, Northwest Coast, Stephanie and Megan, and they're going to soon have devices in their hands and will be able to give you some hands-on experience if you want to reach out. But in the interim, you're welcome to reach out to John and I for any questions or comments, or if you have a small group that you want to share this with or share information more about it, we're happy to do so. As John mentioned, we're excited for this device to come to the marketplace. Let me just be straight. It doesn't have a price yet, and it doesn't have a final release date yet, but we anticipate that it will be, hopefully, you're going to see these devices in June. So we are excited about them, but naturally, we all know there's some fluctuations in the world right now in terms of how things are going. We're also very proud. This will be the first device Attainment has fully created in North America. So we will see how this all works as we go forward.
And then, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, a tech grant that has to be spent by May. If we come up with a price, it may not have to be, if it doesn't have to be delivered in May, we may be able to make that work. So stay tuned. Stay in touch, Alyssa. We'll try to help you out.
And then as I'm getting my screen ready to share, one other thing I wanted to mention about the device, it has a rechargeable battery. So no need to be juggling like, your AA's or anything. It has a solid rechargeable battery that has been tested to last over a week. So like that would be, like using it throughout the day, a student could be using it, at school and then charge it over the weekend, and there shouldn't be any, hiccups in being able to use it without a recharge throughout the week. So that is another just kind of fun update. Okay, so the GoTalk Connect is the name of the device. One of the reasons for that being is that it connects with our GoTalk Design and Connect software. So for the last several years, we have offered this program, which was called GoTalk Design, which allows you to create those kind of paper overlays that we were just looking at. That app is being updated to become GoTalk Design and Connect. So anyone who already has the app will receive these updates for free. But what we've done is we have expanded what this program can do to kind of capitalize on those dynamic features that the GoTalk Connect offers. So GoTalk Design and Connect is available for Mac, it is available for Windows, and it is also available for, to run in a web browser through our Attainment Hub, so that you would be able to access it on a Chromebook as well. So kind of an overview of GoTalk Design and Connect. Here we are, we're on the main menu. This is where I can select the different overlays that I might want to create. If you look at the bottom of the screen, these are templates for the entire GoTalk lineup. Even devices that have since been retired. We know a lot of those are still out there in the wild. Those we know are very, durably built. So even if you have an older device, this program will still be able to create overlays for those devices. And not just GoTalks, but there are also options. There are other overlays that could be helpful just as printouts, say, calendar view or a kind of to-do list, or, just a couple of simple choices where these are all formatted. And I will jump into one before too long just to kind of show you what those look like. Again, just more of our, our entire GoTalk lineup is shown here, including our wearables like our GoTalk Go and Select, as well as the Duos and GoTalk Fits. And whenever there's a new GoTalk device, another new item added to that GoTalk lineup, we do make updates to this app so that those will be supported. So just to kind of show you a couple of examples, here is this is set up for a GoTalk 9 Plus, like the traditional GoTalk 9s. These are all formatted, like the squares are all like perfectly set. So when you go to print this out, it will line up with the GoTalks. It's very easy to kind of create your own, add images, add text. Each cell can have more than one image, and it can have multiple text items as well. To show you over here on the right, I've got kind of the recent overlays I've been working with. Here's one that was set up to use as kind of that morning routine. So this could be a printout that is just a kind of symbol supported, step-by-step kind of, help to get, to start the day off right. I'm going to head back home here. And I'm actually going, so now we've got this GoTalk Connect category. When the Connects become available, they will ship with 3 of these different grids. And I was kind of holding them up earlier, but they're these plastic grids that snap into the device. We are going to include the frame for just one visual scene. We're going to include the 9 Plus, which is 9 cells with 3 core vocabulary, and then the 25, which has 25 small cells with 4 core vocabulary at the top. We do have plans to support more grids down the line, but these were the 3 that we're just kind of, starting off with as, we are working to make this product available. A cool thing about having scenes, though, where you can adjust and select the size of different hotspots, is that we have support for more overlays, even though we don't have the plastic grids to support them. So you could have a printout that has, in this example, two large areas where I can add an image and text, but there would not be the plastic kind of key guard field between these. So again, being able to do those hotspots is gives us some more flexibility right out of the gate. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new overlay. This is for the GoTalk Connect, the 9+. So there's a few different things going on here. When I click on a cell over here on the right, I can add text. So if I click on that, and I can just type in hello, oops, and I can drag this around in the cell so I can, put it wherever I like. To add an image, up here in the top right is an image browser button. When I click on that, I'm given a few different options. Included with GoTalk Design Connect is the Attainment image library. So I can search by keywords, and then I can just I'll select this one, and that will put that image right there in the box. I can resize it, move it. If I grab the little circle here at the top, I can rotate it as well. So I can kind of get that set up. Coming soon with the GoTalk Design Connect update is the option for symbol sticks image library as an additional kind of in-app purchase. So that gives you a whole access to a whole nother set of symbols. And this, so for those familiar with symbol sticks, they would be able to continue to use those symbols that are familiar with that kiddo. There are also talks to look at PCS board maker symbols, which we offer in our GoTalk Now app. That is something we are exploring to potentially add down the line as well. You can also just search for internet images right within the app that uses Google internet search, and a safe search is turned on by default. But so I'm able to grab images from the internet without leaving the app. I could add my little Hello Kitty. As I mentioned, you can have multiple images on one cell if you like. So we really are just trying to do our best to give you a canvas and some tools to work with so that you can design these overlays how they might best be suited for that individual. Let's see, I'll go ahead and I'll create another item over here, shrink him down a little bit. I can also adjust the background color of buttons. So over on the right here in the top right, there are options to change the color of the cells as well. So I can change the background color and the border color as well. So lots of different ways that we can, again, tailor and customize these different overlays. So this is kind of like how GoTalk Design has been working for the last few years that it has been out. What is new is the option to add audio. So specifically for the GoTalk Connect, I can do all of my audio recording on the computer, and I can also do text-to-speech. And then that audio data can be transmit directly to the device, again, either over Bluetooth or over USB. So I've got my kind of, I didn't add the text. Let me add goodbye here. So we just remember that that's what this symbol is for. Oops. I'll drag that down a little bit. And so to add audio over here, I'm going to close the image browser just so the screen's a little less cluttered here. Over here on the right, there's an audio box that when I click add, I see this new dialog. I am able to choose from a list of text-to-speech voices. So this has a nice mix. I believe there are about 30 voices that are available, and we are looking to update that as well. With some of the new advancements in AI, there have been a lot of advancements specifically for text-to-speech, and we are looking at creating what we're calling attainment voices, where we can bring in a voice actor generally we've been looking at, elementary age, teenage, like those, those youth voices tend to not be as represented. So that is something that we want to grow and include in our app, that we'll be able to continually add more voices. I could also record my audio, and because I have normally this is not so busy. It's right now, it's picking up my AirPods. It's got a microphone and 2 different monitors. So that's why this is so busy. But you would be able to select microphone on your computer and just record directly into the app here. So I could type that I want River to say goodbye. You can hear samples of all the voices.
Communication is important for everyone. We can help.
And once I hit save, that will take a second. So now this little, the cell right here might be hard to see, but there is a little speaker icon in the upper right, and that indicates that I have added audio to this cell. That speaker, oops, I don't know what. I guess that is exciting. The computer thought it sprinkled some balloons in there. That little speaker icon will not print out on the actual paper printout. That is only visible in the program as a way to indicate that this does have audio. I can always go through and edit it later and change the voice, or if I want to switch the recording, I can use different voices on different buttons. I can mix and match text-to-speech and recorded audio. So really, again, it's all up to you in the way that you want to design these overlays. I'm actually going to head out of this example and go into one that is more complete. No, I don't want to save this one. I'll go to the life science that we were kind of, again, like looking at. Oops, this is not for the Connect, but that is for the standard GoTalk 9. Pardon me. Here we go. So I'm looking at this overlay. I see, I've got it all set up with, all my icons and text. They all have audio recordings on them. When I want to send this, before I do that, at the very top of the screen it says green level. So the GoTalk Connect has 5 levels, each denoted by a color. When I click on this at the top of the screen, this is how I am able to switch to different overlays that I've set. So these are all just different levels, all connected to the 9+ that is stored on the device. When I am done designing within the app, there's a connect button up here. And I have the option to just send the current level that I'm looking at, or I can send the entire, all 5 levels to the device. If I go to send the orange level, these are the nearby devices. So I just have the one here with me. The BT indicates that I can connect via Bluetooth. If I click on this, I can send the level. The first time you do this, there is a little prompt on screen that, like, whenever you pair a Bluetooth item, you generally, you have to click something on the device. On the GoTalk Connect, the light will begin to flash. You can hit the button, and then the app and the device are pairing, and then it is sending these messages over as kind of we are speaking. The other really cool thing is that, so this works in the reverse direction as well. Not only am I able to design and create overlays with audio content here on the app, I can do that in reverse. So if I've got recordings that I did in the classroom or out on a field trip, I've got those actual voice recordings, I can save those to the computer. So this saves a lot of time, if you really capture, some audio that you don't want to lose, or you don't want to have to reinvent the wheel every time. You can back up your device to your computer. And this can also be, very helpful if you are, like, say, managing, a number of students or clients, and, you want to give them all similar pages, maybe not identical, but a lot of them are the same. I can make it once in the app and then send that to each device, so I don't have to start from scratch for each kiddo. And see, like it's all, it sent all those messages. Those are now on the device again. So there is a little push button here on the back that allows me to take the grid off. That one that we sent was a vocabulary exercise from Attainment's Access English, which is this printout that I have. I put it here in the device. I grab my plastic 9 grid. It will snap into place.
Federalism.
And this was this was the third
Federalism.
orange level.
Federalism.
Oh, come on. Looks like some got a little stuck there. Which feels like a good reminder that these devices are still in production. This is a prototype, but we are hoping to get our first kind of small run into the office at Attainment here in the next week or two. So now when I switch to the orange level, it is playing.
Mercutio, Romeo.
So it is playing all of these messages that I just had on the app right there. Couple other things I wanted to mention. So here back in the program here, we know that time is, not always in abundance. We're all juggling a lot of things, and we want to make these things as quick as possible. Here in the app, we have what is called My Cells, which is a kind of a template that you can use to help create these overlays quickly. So if I go to the upper right, I go to the image browser. This is where we went before, where the symbol libraries or the internet image search. There's an item called My Cells, where you can kind of you can create your own overlay cells that you may want to reuse. But we've also included these kind of blank templates. So if I click on this, enter this first one, this dialog is asking me if I want to apply this to every cell on the overlay. I'm going to say yes. So now this is set for everything is spaced apart. You might have noticed before I was kind of like moving each image and text around, to get it in the right place. This puts everything down in an area, so it's kind of ready to go. So I could do, let's see, the slide, could do swings, monkey bars. And when I go to add images here, and I'll switch over to symbol sticks and do slide. I'm clicking, holding, I'm dragging, and then holding this image over that empty area, and now I'm letting go, and I'm able to quickly make some overlays. So this is a nice way to save a lot of time, where I can just kind of quickly go through and make those. And yeah, that is called My Cells, which just is a templated way to kind of help, just make things a little easier to put together. So I think that is about it. That's kind of a quick whirlwind. So again, this app is called GoTalk Design and Connect. It is available for Windows PC, Mac OS, and there's a web version available as well. When you purchase a GoTalk Connect, I believe the software is included. Is that right, Joni? Is that?
Yes, that's correct. You will get the software with it.
Yep. And so there is one other just kind of little wrinkle to it. So you can buy the app just as a one-time purchase. You can also buy it as a subscription, which allows you to access it on different devices. And a subscription is required for using the web-based, like in a web browser version. And the text-to-speech, that particular aspect of the program does also require a subscription. A free year is included with the initial purchase, but we use online text-to-speech services such as Amazon and 11 Labs, what's happening is, as a user, when you're typing, hello, my name is John, it sends that off to be processed, where it does that, in real time, and then it sends that audio file back into your app. Once you've done that, it stays in the app and you can, it remains there. But in order to create new text-to-speech, that does require a subscription, which we are keeping at a very low price, just to kind of, cover the cost of doing that processing. And that text-to-speech is not required. Again, you can still do the recorded audio. You can still record audio like on the device itself. So yeah, are there any questions? Joni, it looks like you've been busy typing.
Well, communicating, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we've got the questions, but if there's anyone that wants to unmute and dare risk asking a question publicly, we'd be happy to answer it. Or if you want to put it into the chat, feel free. If not, I have a question. It's about time we liven this up a little bit, John. Does anyone have a birthday on March 12th? I do. Who's the closest? Any March birthdays? Who has a March birthday? Be brave. Chelsea, you? There's no one else with the March birthday? Uh-oh. John, we got to go to your month. What day was your birthday? February.
It was February 21st.
Any February birthday? Oh, wow. I don't think I've ever had that happen. Wow. All right. February, March, April's coming soon. If you have a birthday in April, put your email in the, this is for a big prize.
It looks like Leslie, I think, raised her hand. I think she may have.
Leslie, you got an April birthday? Excellent. Please
like
put your,
Sarah as well.
And Sarah does. So does Sarah. All right. Please put your email in the chat. And I would be excited to send you one of the GoTalk design programs, so that when you can start practicing, so when the GoTalk Design and Connect becomes available, you'll just receive the automatic upgrade. Fair enough, right?
Thank you. Thank you. That's cool.
You're welcome. So that's both Leslie and Sarah, or you're Sarah? I'm
Leslie.
You're Leslie. Okay. We'll need your name in the chat, or your email in the chat too.
I put it in there.
We are super happy to share with you folks. And we are really excited about this program. I think it's going to make a huge difference in the low-tech, mid-tech world. One thing about Attainment Company is we've always tried hard to make the products sound and have a good research base behind them. And one of the things I've noticed is people, visual scenes and video visual scene displays, while the research really supports both avenues of that, we haven't seen as much usage of it. So I think that having it available, having that in the moment programming on a hotspot on a hardware visual scene may really help promote that. So we're excited about that. And so that's one thing I think that will really help promote some of our other apps. If there aren't any other questions about GoTalk Connect or GoTalk Design and Connect, we've got a little bit more in the PowerPoint to share with you in case you've forgotten about a few other attainment-related ways to communicate. Shall I go forward? All right. And I'm going to just answer the question out loud. Chelsea Shea and I have been communicating about, about a little further about the drool-proof ability, or the water-resistant, fluid-resistant. Every GoTalk is... I got one right here. Every GoTalk is shipped with some type of a little plastic sheath. Okay, it's kind of a laminated pocket. Put your email in the chat, or email me, Joni at Attainment Company, and I'll just send you a few if you've inherited GoTalks that are without them. Otherwise, other people actually laminate overlays that they put into GoTalk devices. And that's certainly another option for any of our devices, is to actually laminate them yourself. But we do provide, and we will also be providing this sheath with the GoTalk Connect. So hope that helps answer that question. And I don't mean to be calling anyone out on questions, but it's tricky as we're going back and forth. Let's keep it communicative and interactive. Yeah. Communicating is one of my favorite things. I don't know about you folks. Yeah, go ahead, Chelsea.
like the actual like speaker part and the rest of it, like of the older GoTalks, are those still water resistant?
Well, Chelsea, I did say for you to give it a try with the student with the tube feeding issue. If it doesn't work out, you and I will work it out. Okay. But I
Thank
can't
you.
say, off the record, I've heard of a GoTalk that went through a dishwasher that survived. Now, I do not recommend that. Okay. I mean, that's a lot of water and a lot of input into a device. But I think that when we say water resistant or fluid resistant, it's intended so that, if something happens, something spills, as John mentioned, or, something gets on it, you're supposed to be able to fairly quickly wipe it off. And because the GoTalk can also be seen as durable medical equipment, we've made sure that the GoTalks and now the new GoTalk Connect will also be, meets the infection control requirements of a hospital setting. So you can use Cavi wipes. That's one brand. I don't know if there are probably multiple brands of really high level of wipe off, infection control related wipes, but Cavi wipes can be used on a GoTalk as well. So I think that if you, get to it fairly soon, it should still keep working. Those GoTalks have been workhorses. They really have over time. So any other questions? Thank you. And Chelsea, put your email in the chat because not only do you get your plastic sheets, but you win a prize. I'm going to send you the new GoTalk Duo, which is a 1 or 2 message device. I'm sorry I don't have one handy to hold up, but it is one of our newer lower tech little devices for a single message. You can mount them on the walls for scheduling. You can take them down the hall for transition purposes. Hey, Mr. Smith, what are we doing in PE today? So you can do a lot of different things with just those single do message devices. So thank you. Thanks for being brave and unmuting. Any other questions? All right.
Hi,
I'm going to share my
I have a
screen.
question.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi, I have a
Kara.
question. So I'm with Missouri Assistive Technology, and we loan out these devices. So how would this the GoTalk Design Program work if we're loaning out the device? I know that kind of makes things a little more complicated because it's not just one user that it would be tied to.
So that actually brings up a good piece that I was kind of skipped over a moment ago, is that when this app goes live, so there's like what we've been looking at is kind of like the full unlocked paid version. We are working on creating a free version as well, which is kind of like a helper utility where you as a teacher or SLP could design things and then send it to a parent who would have the free app on their phone. And then they could look and be like, oh, they can see the overlay. They can't edit it, but then they would be able to broadcast from their phone to the device. So you would still be able to manage it from a distance, so to speak. And then the parents or, a teacher in a classroom in a different building would be able to go from phone to device.
Okay, that's helpful. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And Kara, please put your email in the chat, and we'll send you a GoTalk Fit. It's a 4 or 9 message device with 3 levels. So if you haven't seen it, it's about this big, fits in your pocket. Pretty cool little tool. Definitely for a specific population, but I see it really with good motor access for students who might need support in a certain situation. So you just won the GoTalk Fit. And Kara, another
awesome,
comment.
thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And also, I appreciate John's thoughts there on the loaner program. And of course, if it was a situation where you were loaning it out to another group that was going to need to really use and create their own overlays, you certainly could contact us and work with us on that. Okay. Well, we do the best we can with loaners and trying to provide support for them. It's a great time for me to also mention, we do have our own GoTalk loan program. So you can, I don't know if you all have such great services there in Oregon, not in Missouri. And, some states have just really good loan programs and others, maybe not quite so much, or maybe, the X devices on on loan already and you don't have two of them. So it's kind of nice to know that Attainment Company will loan out devices. You actually just have to email me, Joni, Joni at attainmentcompany.com, or, obviously contact any person. And we will get you a GoTalk loaner of any type as quickly as we can. There's sometimes some weight to it, depending on the time of year, of course. But it is nice. It's completely free. So we are no longer even charging. We used to ask families or colleagues and to send school districts, to pay the shipment back so that there was some mutual. And I think that we just decided that it was just easiest to just do it at no charge. So we'll pay the shipping both ways, and you can try out a GoTalk for 30 days. So, and if it is that you want to borrow a GoTalk on an iPad, we require a $100 credit card deposit, which is fully refundable when you return that iPad with the device on it. So, any questions about anything there? All right, let's share. And am I correct then that I still have about 15 minutes, Chandra?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We're gonna go forward here, and I'm gonna share my screen again. And there we are, back to that review of all the different grid types. Okay, I'm going to share it, but am I going to move it? There we go. And this really is just a look at the app that John just described to us in great depth, and did a fabulous job teaching you how to design and then connect. So we're pretty excited about that Connect feature, because I know as a therapist, never before in low tech did we have that ability to easily save someone who had programmed it. I had, many students over time who had a cousin or someone who maybe wasn't available day to day that programmed devices for them. But then if something got erased or deleted, you didn't have a way to get that voice back in there quickly. And so now you can back up those devices. So you might remember, as we did say, create, connect, and communicate. There are so many ways in which people communicate. And none of us, not a single one of us, uses one method to communicate. Well, John and I have primarily used our voices today to share information with you. We've also shared visuals. We've, shared links in our handouts. There are additional ways in which we've communicated, right? We probably have timers set to keep us on track. So remember that when you're thinking about a client or a student who needs communication, they may need one device in one situation and a different device in a different scenario. So as you know, we have the GoTalk Light Touches. We have a 4, a 9, and a 20. We have the GoTalk Wearables. You may or may not have seen some of those. They too have fabulous voice quality. The GoTalk Select has a light touch capability like the regular GoTalks, and it has 3 levels, 4 messages, 3 levels. Magnetic, it can go on your whiteboards and use for quick communications in classrooms. It has a clip that it can go on someone's purse or bag or belt loop, and it also has the lanyard. So you can choose how you select how you want to wear it. The GoTalk Go was our first effort at capacitive touch. So that is a wrist wearable communication device where you just have to move towards the device to be able to activate it. It's a very light touch, but it was one of the first tools that we did to prepare ourselves for the new GoTalk Connect. So the GoTalk Go also has 3 levels. And just for a quick review on our GoTalk Connect, you can see this a little bit better than maybe you can when we're holding it up.
GoTalk.
Whoops.
Everyone.
Sorry.
The 25 message grid with lots of overlay options. Core words, like, class participation, read, story, and easy sentence building. I want that. And the scene grid to create a visual scene. Dad likes cake. Callie thinks she's funny. Chloe is laughing.
So again, just a quick review of what you've already seen in much more depth with the GoTalk Connect. We also have GoTalk Everywhere. I'll be curious if any of you are currently using GoTalk Everywhere or have even heard of it, but it is or those Chromebooks that are in your classrooms that aren't being used, or it's available for Android devices. So finally, after years of hearing, don't we have something that would work on our Androids, including me asking, we have GoTalk Everywhere, which is a fabulous communication app.
GoTalk Everywhere.
Build snowman.
What can we put on next?
Hat.
Good job.
GoTalk Everywhere for iOS, Android, and web.
And a bit ironic that I play that as the snow is falling here in Wisconsin today.
GoTalk.
The 20.
Then, of course, some of you may be already using to communicate the new our standby AAC iOS device, which is the GoTalk Now, which has been out since 2012 and has lots of new features.
GoTalk Now.
Go to school.
Eliana is very joyful. When she speaks, she's not very intelligible.
When Eliana first got to us, it was very difficult to understand what Eliana was saying. Eliana, can you please tell us what is the weather today? And with the GoTalk,
Sunny.
it's wonderful because it gives her the experience of being able to express what she is saying and be very clear about it. Great work. What do we say, Eliana?
Push your brain.
It's very easy to program. We had just gotten the iPad and didn't really know much about using it, and just after a very short lesson, we were able to build pages.
Here's your Mr. Potato Head. And we can also create pages specific to different activities that we do. What should we do first? It's really easy to program.
I want hat.
A hat, okay, let's It took me about 5 minutes to just look at it and figure out what to do, and then I knew how to program it. A yellow hat or a nice summery red hat. We think we want the red hat. Let's use our colors. I think it gives her a nice way to communicate.
Red.
Will help her kind of create relationships with friends.
It's an interest point for all the kids. You can program in anything they're doing. Games,
I want ice cream.
kitchen play.
Lots of different fun food. Eliana, I'm hungry.
Do you want ice cream?
Yes, I do want ice
It
cream.
helped
Thank
all
you.
of them want to communicate with her more, overcome the barriers.
Was it fun?
So about a month and a half ago, we went to Florida. She really enjoyed the plane ride and staying in a hotel and swimming in the pool. Our speech therapist, Jennifer, helped us make a story so she could share that with the class.
We went to Florida in an airplane.
Eliana will be moving to Canada with our family. We're moving to Quebec and we'll be learning French. And then about a year from now, we'll be moving to North Africa. So maybe we'll put it in Arabic as well.
GoTalk Now, the future of communication.
So definitely another way to communicate. And some of you may also be familiar with our Go Visual app. This app does video scene displays. So based on the research out of Penn State University and our colleagues, Dr. Janice Light, Dr. Jessica Karen, Dr. Selena Babb, Dr. Michelle Therian, who's now in Florida. So it's becoming more and more widespread as some of those graduates move on and take on different programs. But it relates to being able to use hotspots for just-in-time, in-the-moment programming. And what's more motivating than a student birthday party? This will go really quick, but then we can talk a little bit more.
Happy birthday to you.
Cake. And you may have noticed that the word cake came up on the screen. That's called the T2L feature, and that is transition to literacy. So there is a lot of the research is backing that students who are using a program like this with a visual video scene are able to incorporate that word or the words that their hotspots are connected to into their reading vocabulary as well as their speaking vocabulary on a much quicker and faster basis than our average students that are getting exposed in different ways. The other really cool feature that you may not know is that GoTalk Now can communicate with GoVisual and vice versa. So you can have a GoTalk Now consumer who's using GoTalk Now only available for the iPad, and you can have that same family creating on their iPhone a video visual scene in GoVisual, and you can have a button that goes between the two and takes them back to their GoTalk Now. So it does work interactively, and we would be happy to chat with you further about that. It's a fairly exciting way in which to incorporate both strategies of using a grid-based technology as well as video scene displays. So again, we can communicate in so many different ways. Some of the resources I just highlighted, they're in your handout, they're available to you. And of course, we want you to connect with us. Connect with attainmentcompany.com. We are excited about our new products. We also, I'm going to leave our contacts on the screen for a second so that you know to contact Karbo, Jkarbo at attainmentcompany.com, or Joni, Joni at attainmentcompany.com. If you have any questions related to specifics on technologies, I shared, it's Megan at attainmentcompany.com and Stephanie at attainmentcompany.com are your reps there in the Northwest area. And we would be happy to answer any questions that you have or ideas you have related to how you're using communication and being creative and how you connect with folks. So are there more questions? And what have I missed, John, in the chat box?
We do have a question. We have an individual who would like to learn to read. Would you have any tips for overlays or types of overlays that might help?
To learn to read. Well, we have several fabulous curriculum programs, and for example, our Early Literacy Skills Builder is one program that is research-based out of the University of North Carolina at Charlotte by Dr. Diane Browder. And the ELSB, or Early Literacy Skills Builder, is the first level or an early program of teaching reading to students. That actually has several overlays pre-printed because it's a very scripted approach to teaching reading. And those overlays have scripted text for you, so you know exactly what to program into the GoTalks, okay? We have the ERSB program, which is Early Reading Skills Builder, which is a little bit, the next level. That was based, the research that went into that also included what used to be the GoTalk 32 Express device. We no longer have that available to you, but what that means is that there's a lot of great overlay ideas in that. All of the attainment curriculum comes with access to our Attainment Hub, which John can tell you about the Hub in a second. But once you're in the Hub with one of our curriculum programs, you have all of the images available to download into any AAC device that student might be using. And I'm happy to have an email for that question as well to discuss further with you. I want John to talk about the Hub, and then I want to tell you about one more brand new product just coming to the market.
Yeah, the Attainment Hub is sort of our online portal where you can access different, whether it's web-based software or like reproducible content. To add on what Joni was saying, like for example, if someone were to purchase any of our curriculum or ELSB, that comes with a download that you access through the Hub that would have those images that you mentioned. A lot of our programs come with communication overlays already that you can just import into GoTalk Design. Worksheet activities, if that is included in that curriculum, but that is just a kind of online repository for those materials.
And wow, what a great question, Alyssa. It's quite the lead in. To what I was going to announce, and you put it in the chat. Tell Me Too, coming soon, actually shipping this week. So the first orders just went out yesterday for the Tell Me Too program. And I would be remiss if I didn't say that to this AAC AT group. And that Tell Me, we've had very good success with Dr. Carol Zangari and Lori Weiss's program, Tell Me program for AAC classrooms. But sadly, we hear, oh, I'm using that in my middle school program, or, I'm trying to teach core word vocabulary, and I'm using that in my elementary school. And of course, we know that any program can be adapted and used at different levels. But we certainly believe, as do the authors, that it's so important to have age-appropriate, age-neutral materials that we've just published Tell Me Too, which is geared for elementary and middle school, older students. So it's based on the same concepts of Tell Me in the preschool classroom, but you'll have 10 different storybooks, more age appropriate for elementary and middle schoolers. There's a nice section in Tell Me Too that talks about chapter books and maybe how to make adaptations for that. And as you ask about what's the primary difference between like ELSB and ERSB, those are really reading curricula, and the Tell Me programs are really meant to be adjunct, accessible programs to help teach core vocabulary and really work towards those communication goals. So certainly we know that there's offshoots of reading that's learned through that, but the Tell Me program is specifically designed to teach core vocabulary words. So I hope that helps a little bit. Whereas, the other programs I mentioned have phonics based to them, and all the main five big items of the National Reading Panel. So, other questions or comments? Thoughts? Wow, I think we're pretty good here, Chandra. We're just about at 10:50 or 9:15 your time.
That was a lot of information. Yeah, wow.
It was a lot of information in a short amount of time, wasn't it?
Yes.
But yeah, and we welcome any of you to ask additional questions, or if there are curriculums that you want to take a look at or have some samples of, we can arrange that. Megan or Stephanie are great people to reach out to related to curricula and getting some samples. Attainment Company really is here to support you. We are one of the few companies that actually have people who answer our phones during daytime hours, right? And they can connect you with tech support, which is readily available during our work days. As well, we have video support up on our website. There's just a lot of ways in which you can connect with us, but our account managers are great, and they're happy to send electronic samples so that you can maybe try a chapter or something like that. And we also provide training. So we do a variety of trainings available related to those bigger districts or small district purchases related to curricula and assistive technology. So John and I appreciate the invite to be here today. We hope that you've learned at least one new good idea to take with you. And I'm sure that many of you have other great ideas that you should share back with us. And we're always happy to learn more about our products and how you're utilizing them. Or if you have a student story, we often are looking for those. At our website, you'll find a link to be able to enter the contest. If you have an artist on your caseload, we're always looking and commissioning artworks from people with varying abilities. So you might notice on our catalog, if you've received one, and if you haven't, please sign up for one at our website. You will notice that that catalog was designed by an individual with a differing ability. So that's a kind of a fun feature. And we've also commissioned some artworks for some of our books individually. So lots happening at Attainment Company to help support the individuals that all of you serve every day. So thank you so much for your time.